Hello, welcome back. Today, we're looking at someone's feelings and thoughts about you. This is going to be someone showing up in your energy right now, but it can also be someone who is on their way in that you don't yet know. So keep your mind open, watch the one you're most drawn to, or you can watch multiple. The intention is to do love readings today, but if you have a non-romantic connection on your mind, you can still listen and filter out anything romantic, okay? Let's take a closer look at each of your options now. For group 1, we have Vanadinite, and we are using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. For group 2, we have a Herkimer Diamond, and we are using the Jane Austen Tarot. For group 3, we have Money Coin Agate, and we are using the Book of Shadows Tarot. Okay, take your time if you need it. Meet me in your reading when you're ready. Hi, group 1. You chose the Vanadinite and the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Welcome to your reading. We are looking at someone's thoughts and feelings about you. We're going to start with who this is and then get into their perception, thoughts, and feelings about you. We'll look at where things are headed from here and what you need to know. So let's go ahead and shuffle this deck and then we'll get into who this is. And if at any point you're like, I don't know, this doesn't make any sense to me, just try another group. You're not required to choose the right one first, although some people are really good at doing that. Okay, let's do one more shuffle and we'll get into it. I love a deck that's fun to shuffle. And this one is. Okay, so who is this person in relation to you or your energy? We have the Magician. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. So let's go with these for now. Okay, well, my first thought is, and I kind of mentioned this in the intro, is that it's very possible that this person could be someone who you don't know yet. Some of you will know who this person is. But I actually think for some of you, this is going to be someone who is on their way in, and maybe even someone that you've like prayed for or you've been trying to manifest or that you've wanted, and it does feel like it's maybe been moving slow. So this would be like if you've been single, or even if you've like been dating and things like that, you're really looking for someone or something kind of specific. And if that's the case for you, this is that person and they are on their way in. For those of you where this person is already in your energy field, this is somebody who is very capable. I would say they're very responsible, dependable. It's like they have their affairs in order is what I'm hearing, which is kind of a funny way to put that. But they are likely to be very good with money or their finances or saving or preparing. This could definitely be an earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Obviously does not have to be, but this is like a self-starter, somebody who is able to accomplish things and like has goals and makes them happen. It's like they have kind of a control over their physical reality in some kind of a way where things don't just live in imagination for this person. They're not just a dreamer. They seem to make things happen in the real world. This is someone who's likely to be older than you, even if it's only a little bit. And even if they're not, though I think they are, they have something about them that is very mature or wise or makes them seem older than they are. It's not like they're 28 and they look like they're 50. It's not really that kind of thing. It's more like they project something about themselves that feels like they have life experience or some kind of wisdom. This is somebody who has a strong connection to, I'm wanting to say the earth. So they could be somebody who like gardens or spends a lot of time outdoors or things like that, but there's a grounding thing around them where this person is very grounded, or they come across very grounded, or their energy feels very grounding to be in. And yet they're also quite spiritually connected and connected to their intuition and, maybe even their spirit guides, angels, passed on loved ones, or, they feel connected to the universe or to God. I think they've learned a lot in their life so far, whatever age they are. And it's like lessons haven't gone unlearned. They've definitely learned lessons, and they are putting those lessons into their life. Like this isn't someone who makes the same mistakes over and over for their entire life. Maybe they did for a period of time, but they've learned something, and now they move forward in life in a way where they're wiser and better for it. I think this is someone that really loves to help other people, especially people that they care about. I definitely, absolutely for some of you, this is someone that is showing up in your energy field, but you don't physically know them just yet, but you absolutely 100% will know them. We've got the one on the Magician card. We've got an ace here, which is another one. And it kind of makes me think about you both being like one over here, like you're coming together, but there's still a separation. But this could also be someone that has recently shown up in your life, and there's something sort of slowly beginning, but it hasn't gone into like full bloom just yet. Because I do sense, I'm sensing some distance, and yet there's this like loyalty feeling. And so and there's this long-term thing and this like beginning. So I really think for most of you, this is either someone that you have either recently met, recently started some kind of a relationship with, or they are on their way in and their energy is already showing up in your energy field. And I wonder for those of you where that's the case, and maybe you've been single and you've been wishing and you've been praying and you've been hoping and things like that, or you've been making a list of what you want. That could be part of why this person's like, not only because they're coming in, but they're kind of showing up because you are already thinking of someone. But I wonder if that also has made you kind of like sad or feel hopeless because you want something and yet it's not here and you don't know if it's coming. But whatever it is for you, this feels like a person who's really trustworthy. So if this is someone that you've recently met, I think that even though it may be moving quite slowly, there's something that feels like it's really like safe, and that it's something that feels grounding to move into. So let's dive in a little bit more into how this person perceives you, maybe what stands out about you. So I'm going to just even if this is someone you don't know yet, I'm just going to talk about it as if it's present tense. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, so how does this person perceive you? We have Justice, the Eight of Pentacles, and we have, there's a little nudity. Okay, and then we have Judgment. So this person sees you, and this could be initial thoughts. It could be when they know you better. But as far as their perception of you and what stands out to them about you, we do have some bigger energies. So you do make a stronger impression on this person than most people do. They definitely take notice of you and immediately have some thoughts about you. This is not like a passing thing where you don't make an impression. You absolutely make an impression. You come across as somebody who is hardworking or kind of like willing to do what it takes to get to where you want to go, or they see you as very detail oriented, and like they really notice the effort that you put into things. So they may notice like the effort that you've put into your appearance or in how you express yourself or the things that you are saying. Even if it's like, I'm kind of getting like someone feeling like this would be you, like feeling like you're like fumbling through your words or something. And yet, how you actually come across is like very well spoken and concise and these kinds of things. And this person sees something like that in you. If there's something other than just your appearance or the way that you speak, like if they have any idea of like what you do for work or your hobbies or things like that, something about that kind of impresses them. Something about what you do with your time and what you put your time into is impressive to this person. They admire it, and they admire you for some way in which you are or in which you are living your life. They see you as, you could have some Libra energy. You definitely don't have to. I'm also getting some kind of like Capricorn and even earth sign vibes with you. But again, that does not have to be the case. But they see you as somebody who has a harmonizing influence on other people or on situations where they either see you as like kind of like a mediator type. Like, I don't know if they are seeing something like two people kind of having a squabble and then you're like, well, hold on, like they see you as someone who can put yourself in another person's shoes and seems to really understand well other people's perspective, and maybe even more so than how other people feel, how other people think. They're definitely impressed by you. And there's these like little things that they're noticing that they find really impressive. And they may not even say it. It may not even be obvious to you that they're thinking or noticing these things until or unless you know them better. But I think this person is pretty observant. You may also be that way. I kind of get that sense from you, and they appreciate and respect that in you. There's some way in which you're like respectful of other people or other people's opinions or the way other people look or something like that. And it really does come through. You seem like someone who is fair and just, and you can be objective. It's like sometimes people are so opinionated about everything. It's like even things that aren't their business, or they think they always know best, but you don't come across that way. Like you may know best, but you don't have an energy that's like obnoxious. You have a pleasant energy, at least for this person, but I think in general. But this person seems to find something about you very pleasant. And I think just the way that their energy is pretty balancing to be in, yours also has a balancing effect on this person, also probably other people. There's a feeling of abundance actually between both of you. And, abundance isn't always about money. There's a feeling like this person sees you as having like a lot to offer, and being like there's a richness about you, like you're an individual that has substance and depth and complexity and good qualities. It's like this person likes good quality shit. Like you come across as good quality. So, but I keep getting this feeling that like you may not even realize this person is thinking and feeling these things because they're not going to say it right away. They kind of like sit back and observe a little bit. I mean, maybe you can tell that they like you, but, this isn't very nude, but we're just going to put another opal there. But, you can't tell the depth in which, they're having like thoughts and things about you. You would probably be very surprised about some of the things that they're thinking. Judgment a lot of times is a card about receiving a calling, following a calling, like hearing like the word of God, or however you want to say that. And this seems to me like this person is like their eyes open. They're paying attention. Once they get like a real glimpse of you and who you are, it almost feels like a calling to this person. And this is giving me kind of like soulmate energy, or like really important major relationship energy, and not like in a way where it's like we're coming together because we both need to learn some big lessons so that we can be better people. It's more like, wow, two really well-matched people might be coming together to have some kind of extremely powerful, cool, long-lasting relationship with big, huge energy. We have 3 major arcana here. We've got an ace here. We've got a king. This is big stuff. Also, sometimes like when I see the judgment card in a love reading, like all the naked bodies just makes me think that like this person also finds you really attractive, like finds your face attractive, your body attractive, the way that you move, like your expressions, your gestures. I think that they think you're hot and want to see more of that. So yeah, let's get into more of their thoughts and feelings about you, because that's kind of what I want to get a little deeper into, and I've been talking a lot. So I'm going to set these aside. We're going to grab some more. Okay. So what is this? And again, this can be, I don't know what's going to come through, so we'll see, but it could be like their kind of initial thoughts and feelings, but it could be when they're starting to get to know you a little bit better, or like, I don't know where you stand with this person right now, but let's find out how they're feeling and thinking about you. You know what? We're going to break this down into a little bit more detail. So let's start with what confuses them about you. We have the 5 of Cups. What does this person admire about you? We've got the World. What does this person think about you when they're not around you? Oh my gosh, the 2 of Cups. What do they want? the Seven of Swords. And what are they thinking and feeling but not telling you? The King of Wands. Okay, so let's go one by one. So what confuses them about you? So we have the Five of Cups. And the first thing that comes up for me is that it feels like you get kind of like emotional about things, or you carry around some emotional weight that they can sense or they notice, but they don't understand what it is. So I wonder if this is about maybe trauma that you've had from long ago, or from maybe a more recent relationship, or from life, or something that's felt difficult for you, whether it's like a big event or not. And I think that this confuses this person because they can sense it and yet they don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if you're very private and so you're just not kind of like revealing a lot of things about yourself with this person until you know them better, or if you tend to be private about certain things regardless of how well you know someone, or something like that. But I think they're confused. It may even just be in general, they're kind of confused about why some things upset you, or why some things, like maybe they make like an offhand comment and then you seem kind of upset and they don't know like what they did, and you maybe don't want to talk about it and they don't want to upset you further. There could be something going on like this where they get kind of confused when it comes to your feelings, or maybe your more difficult experiences in life. So this isn't like a big deal or that bad. It's just that I think this person wants to help you and wants you to feel safe and wants you to feel like you can open up to them and trust them. And they also just want to understand like what hurts your feelings, you know, what doesn't hurt your feelings, because they definitely don't want to. This isn't the kind of person that is going to intentionally hurt you or like gets any kind of a thrill out of hurting another person. This is somebody who really wants people in their life to feel safe and trust them. When we look at what they admire about you, we have the World. So they admire, it's like everything about you. And of course, like that's not ultimately 100% true. Like everybody's got some annoying qualities, right? Especially the more you get to know somebody, it's not like, wow, you're 100% perfect all day, every day. Like, no, everyone's a person and we're all kind of annoying sometimes. But it's like they just love everything about you. And I think that if this is the relationship that I see it being, this like really big, beautiful, committed, long-term relationship, this person's love grows for you. It just grows and grows and grows. And I think that they are very complimentary to you, to your face. Like they're always telling you what they love about you, but I think that they always tell other people in their life what they love about you too. They think that you're like you have beauty on all these different levels, like regardless of your gender. It's like you're a beautiful person. Not only are you physically attractive, but you have internal beauty. They see you as strong and capable and powerful, and they feel very fulfilled around you. It's like, you know, they've had relationships maybe in the past that were not quite fulfilling, not quite satisfying, or, you know, had something that was lacking. And yet it's like all the puzzle pieces have to come together and you're the whole world to them. And you're like their whole world. Like, of course they have other people they love, but it's like you're their heart, you know. They really have these big, like soft, open feelings for you. And it's interesting because I think even before they know you really well, they see all this potential. It's not like putting you on a pedestal, but it's like, oh my God, like this person has so many wonderful qualities. Like, not only am I attracted to them, but they also seem like a good person. They also have like these interesting things that they're saying. It's like they're noticing all of these really cool things about you right off the bat. And it doesn't seem to scare them. It actually makes them feel kind of like there's something around you that also makes them feel really safe. And I don't know, it's like a really big, incredible feeling. They see you as endgame. Like, there's something about you, even pretty quickly on, that they see as like a potential for forever. And I think that it doesn't scare them, but they're afraid that it might scare you. And again, I get this feeling with them where they don't want to express everything right off the bat. They kind of want to hold some stuff back because they don't want to lose the chance. They don't want to lose the opportunity because they can tell this could be something special and they don't want to scare you off. But they're very, what's the word? Like enamored. They're very enamored with you. And like sometimes you can tell, you can look at someone's face and just see it written all over their face. I don't think you can see it with this person. Like, you might be like, I kind of feel like they like me, but I don't know if they like me. Like, there's something there. Let's go to the Two of Cups here. So what do they think about you when they're not around you? Very similar to what I was just saying. This person feels very romantic when it comes to thoughts and feelings about you. They see you as their match. They see you as someone really well suited to them. I almost kind of wonder if you are going to have some feelings of like inferiority or like not feeling like good enough for this person or something. I kind of am picking up on some insecurities with you. Everybody has some, but this person, like, I keep wanting to laugh because it's so cute, because it kind of feels like the way they present themselves to you. Like, if you get together and you're like together, this isn't going to be the case. Like, I think this person's going to be a lot more vocal and a lot more lovey-dovey and open, and then you're going to see the love written across their face. But they, initially, once they start to get to know you, like, they've got love like written through, like they've got love running through their veins. They just see you as someone so special that they really want to be together with and get even closer with. And when they know you better, it's just like, it feels like really lovely, like settled energy where it's like, I can really settle into this because I'm so happy, not just because it feels safe, not just because I want a partner because it feels better to have a partner. Like, it's not these kinds of things. It's like the joy, the absolute joy when you have a true connection with another person. And again, me being a Capricorn, I always have to bring everyone back down to reality. But, you're still going to annoy them. They're still going to annoy you. Like, that's just the way things go. But the overarching constantly present energy is one of like love, affection, and just like joy of being together. And this is like giving me an image of like, when you meet like an older couple who's been together forever and they still just like love each other so much. They're like holding hands and telling you about how wonderful each other is. I remember I used to work at a place and this older couple would always come in and the man would always hold the woman's purse for her. And it was so adorable and cute. And there's something like this, that's going on here. And so, this also is not the kind of energy where like, to your face, someone says all these wonderful things. You're the best. I love you so much. All this stuff. And then behind your back, it's like a different story. This person has a consistent, like through line of like love and adoration and affection for you. So when we come over to this Seven of Swords, I pulled this card for what they want. I think I kind of laughed when I pulled it out because what it feels like is they want you. They want your heart. They want you to be all theirs. They don't want to share you with anyone else. They don't want anyone interested in you. It's a little bit of like almost like a little bit of a jealous or a possessive streak, but not in a like a weird or scary way. But it's more like, you're so special. I want you to be all mine. I want you to like me. I want you to love me. I want you to be mine. I don't want anyone else to have you. And it almost might feel a little bit embarrassing for them because they might not usually be this type of person. Like they may have had relationships in the past where they didn't care if people flirted with their partner, or like they didn't care, like, you know, they weren't, it was like whatever. But now that they're like super in love, which is what's going to happen, it's like, no, like, you know, you can have friends, you could talk to people, whatever. But like, if I see someone trying to flirt with you, I'm about to come over there and say something. It's like this kind of thing where they kind of want to steal your heart and make you theirs. And it's, again, it does not feel intense or scary or like overpowering or like controlling or anything like that. It's just more like, it's like, you know, like this is maybe a bad example, but what I'm seeing is like a plate of delicious food. And like everyone's like, you know, they're at a dinner with other people and everyone's like, oh, can I try that? That looks so good. But it's so good that they don't even want to give up a bite to anybody else so that anyone else can try this. They're like, you know what? You need to order your own. It's so delicious that I need to eat every single bite of this. And I'm sorry, but I am not sharing. And it's that kind of a thing. So, and this does feel very monogamous. So if you're someone who you're not that way, like you tend to have open relationships and things like that, that may not be the energy here because this person is not willing to do anything like that at all. And so what they want is for you to be theirs. Okay. So what else are they feeling and thinking and not telling you? We have the King of Wands. It's feeling like a few things to me. One thing is like literally, like I said, what are they feeling and thinking and not telling you? That's part of it, is that they are feeling and thinking a lot of things. And it's like they want to say it and they maybe normally would say it, but they're holding back for some reason. Again, I don't think this is long-term energy. I think it's more kind of initial. They definitely, again, they see you as like a match for them, like a truly someone really special and someone that has potential to be like a really powerful force in their life. I think that they also see you as someone like if they have you in their life and they have you to love, they can do even more. They can accomplish so much more. They can move closer and closer to their dreams. And I think that while this person has seemed to accomplish things in life so far, I don't think that they always walk down the line that's as close to their passions and to their dreams as they would like, because sometimes it's like, well, I need to make money. I need to secure my future. I need to, you know, this and that. And yet their dreams, if they really followed their joy and their dreams and what their passion is, it would lead them off this path and somewhere else. And I think that they've been scared to do that. And yet knowing you would truly inspire them and help them to move in a direction that is more them and in fact even more you. But again, I think they have these kind of like thoughts that feel like big and serious and stuff like that, and they don't want to share it with somebody where there seems to be like a fear or an insecurity around scaring you off. I think that they're also a little bit afraid to like fully authentically be themselves right off the bat, because again, the underlying fear of scaring you off seems to be here. And it doesn't even show up as like a lot of anxiety. It's just that they're like kind of being cautious and careful and moving really slow because they want to make sure they leave a good impression on you. And it's so interesting because sometimes I think when people move really slow in relationships, it's kind of to check the other person out, make sure they feel safe, all these things. This person like pretty quickly decides that like you're wonderful. Like, even if they don't show it, what they're more afraid of is like revealing too much of themselves and like losing their chance with you. Whereas like they want to move slowly so that you like them. So let's find out where things are kind of headed, what the likely outcome is. And I feel like I can already tell you what that is based on everything that I'm noticing, but let's see what the cards have to say. The Nine of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. Okay. Knight of Wands. Well, definitely what I was thinking, but not the cards I was expecting. So where things are likely going and likely headed, I mean, very unsurprisingly, a new beginning. The wands can be about passion, and they can be about like physical chemistry and something going somewhere. And so it definitely seems like there's a beginning to coming together that you are both moving toward. We have, with the Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment, feeling very happy and joyful and abundant, and feeling like you have the things in your life and in this relationship that make you feel fulfilled. So things seem to be heading in a direction, and we see action, and it feels like there's action moving toward you. So it feels like if this person has not made a move yet, like if this person's already in your life and you kind of think you know who they are, and you're like, yeah, but they haven't done anything. It seems like they are going to take a leap and move forward. And it is one that is authentically led, but also relatively quick. And so once it happens, it happens. So things could be moving slow, and then boom, it moves forward real quick, because it kind of feels like you sort of feel each other out for a little bit. Like maybe you meet this person and like it doesn't even seem romantic and nothing romantic is happening. And then once it does, then it just explodes. Like it's like it does not move slowly forever. Or like maybe you're dating this person, you've gone on a few dates, like maybe you're not even sure, but like they're sure about you. And then once they realize you're into them enough, boom, there's something where slow, fast. And so there is this physical chemistry between you, and definitely like a passion between you. Like even if you're not really affectionate people, I think you probably are. But if you're not, there's still like, it's like a meeting of the minds. Like you're passionate about similar things. You like to talk about similar things. There's definitely a lot of chattiness, communication, and talking, and feeling very into the other person. So there's a lot of being really into each other and being really excited and movement forward. And it feels, again, very like fulfilling and satisfying, and like there's nothing really missing. Like it could be like, yeah, I one day like want to get married or whatever. And so like technically you're missing the marriage part because it's not here yet, but it doesn't matter because you're like on the road to whatever this thing you want is. And so, yeah, I don't know, man, this is such a nice reading to start, this video today. So let's end with anything else you need to know, any other guidance. Okay, we have the Sun. And we have the Knight of Swords and Temperance. Okay, well, the first thing is follow the thread of joy. Continue to go down a path that makes you joyful, that lights you up, that makes you feel happier, whether that is pursuing a certain hobby, like reading mystery books every night, like going to a certain cafe every Thursday for, I don't know, coffee or a breakfast burrito. It doesn't matter what it is, small or large. The more that you follow your own joy, regardless of other people, this is what you're meant to do. So I'm not sure if that, well, yeah, I think it leads you faster into the arms of this other person, into this kind of a relationship, into something that feels really wonderful and really positive for you. And don't overthink it. You don't need to, when this reading ends, you're like, okay, let me make a list of all the ways that I could make sure that I'm happy. It's like, you're not meant to take it super seriously. It's like you wake up tomorrow and the thought occurs to you, I'd love to like go outside and sit on the patio and listen to the birds sing. Great. Or it could be like, oh, I was supposed to go to work, but I'm going to call in sick and I'm going to finish reading my book. It's like, it's not about like, let me make sure I get into areas where I can meet this person. Like, let me make sure I join a group. Let me make sure I date. It's just like, it doesn't matter whether it involves other people or not. Follow the thread of joy, be happy, do the things that light you up, do the things that like make you feel lighter and more playful and that make you laugh and that make you smile. And, it could be like, you used to play volleyball and it lit you up, but then you had like an injury and then you got used to just staying home because it was easier. And it's like, well, maybe I should go out and do that. I don't know what the example is for you. Everybody's different. We all have different things that make us happy. But I think that if you've been beating yourself up about life at all, that's not leading as much to joy. So do what you can to enjoy your day to day. And when you have inspiration to do something, be more impulsive. Don't overthink everything too much. Definitely don't. There's a balance between being impulsive in a good way and being impulsive in a bad way. So, but, follow your inspirations. But also don't be afraid to kind of slow down and take your time and do things that feel rejuvenating and healing. And again, I want to say for some of you, this isn't about like putting yourself out there and getting yourself out there and exposing yourself to so many people. You can do that, especially if it feels joyful or like, again, like you have this kind of impulsive thing where it's like you see that something is happening, there's some group gathering or whatever, and you're like, I think I would like that. Just go. But, you have basically permission here to slow down and to rest and to relax and to heal. And you're being watched over by the angels. So you don't really need to worry about anything at all. That's all I have for you today, Group 1. I love you so much. Thank you for spending time with me. If this reading was helpful or you enjoyed it, please let me know by liking the video. Leave a comment if you're up for it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you again soon. Okay? Bye.
Hi, Group 2. You chose the Herkimer Diamond and the Jane Austen Tarot. Welcome to your reading today. We are looking into someone's thoughts and feelings about you, someone showing up in your energy field at this time. We're going to start by finding out who this is and then get into their perception, their thoughts, their feelings about you. We'll look at where things are headed from here and what you need to know. I think I did say this in the intro, but I am planning on doing more like love type of readings today. But if you have a situation that's non-romantic or this person that comes through is someone that you know non-romantically, you can disregard romantic messages, but just to let you know. Okay, so let's find out who this person is in relation to your energy. We've got the Eight of Wands, the Sun, the High Priestess. Let's do another. And the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Well, the first impression that I'm getting is that this is somebody who might have a bit of a crush on you or who likes you. I don't know really if it goes both ways yet, because actually I get the sense that maybe you're like a little bit suspicious, or more so than suspicious, you're kind of uncertain. I wonder if you can tell that this person likes you, or you're kind of suspecting that, but you're kind of uncertain whether or not you are also interested. This sun card, so the sun normally has one figure in it, usually like a child, but this card has two figures in it. And it just makes me think of like, they think you're like a sunny day. Like they see something about you, like they think that you have like a sunny disposition, or something about you kind of feels like it lights them up. But it also, something about you kind of makes them feel like giddy or happy, or sort of lightens up. But then I feel like you're coming through the high priestess a bit, and you're like, yeah, we'll see. Like, don't get too close. I wonder if you're not as prone to like letting people in really quickly, because you're not giving off like a super flirtatious vibe. Like you might be charming, you might be flirtatious, but I guess the vibe you're not really giving off is more around you like your own self, you like your own space, and you're not going to let just anybody in. So I don't think you're the type of person that like is constantly dating at this time in your life. And even though I'm saying that you're coming through the high priestess, you can be any gender. This, I'm not saying that you're necessarily a woman. No, of course, many of you are. But it also kind of feels like privacy. The high priestess can talk about secrets and hidden knowledge and things like that. And this one feels like kind of keeping things to yourself, keeping things private, not really like laying out all your cards. You may be very friendly. You may be very talkative. You may be very like sunny, especially when you're around other people. And yet that doesn't mean you're necessarily open to something that someone wants. And that also makes me think about this Four of Pentacles. This is, the Four of Pentacles can be about kind of like holding tightly to things and protecting yourself and protecting your security and your safety. And again, it's like this feeling of not just letting anybody in, and kind of protecting yourself first and foremost. But with the Eight of Wands, it kind of feels like someone trying to rush in, someone trying to have communication, wanting to make something happen, being kind of excited. I get this feeling that someone is kind of feeling excited about you right now, but you are not necessarily feeling the same way. And I don't know if you can tell for sure whether or not they're interested in you. You might think like they're just friendly, but you're kind of holding your cards close to your chest. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting your own safety, and you're not just going to completely open up to another person, whether or not you're kind of feeling them out. But I think that this person that's showing up in your energy field does have an interest in you that is romantic in nature, or they think you're attractive and they're kind of interested in where things could go. This person, let me slow down. I think I'm talking too fast. This person is potentially communicating a lot with you. Either they're messaging you a lot, or if you see them in person, they always want to like have a chat with you, or they seem kind of excited to see you, or they really want to communicate. There seems to be a desire on their part of like they're kind of facing toward you energetically, and there's an interest here, and there's something about you that feels like a bright light, or that kind of lights them up. But there's a surface level kind of a feeling where I don't think that they know you very well. They don't know, like, again, there's a privacy thing here where you're keeping some things to yourself, and that you might just be a private person, but they don't know everything. They may know your social side, or they may know your like work side if they know you through what you do for work or something like this, or they're part of a friend group or something. But they don't know all of you. And I think that
they're very excited about what they do know, but there's like a barrier here with you where you're like, hold on, like, hold up, hold your horses, and let's just see here. Your safety seems to be very important to you. And it's not just like your safety. Like this person doesn't feel dangerous, but it's like just keeping yourself protected in different ways, like not letting someone just barge in and like have judgments about you or your life, or come in and like make a mess of things. It's like you've become, or maybe you've always been somewhat cautious and also, I mean, I'm getting privacy so much with this high priestess, but the high priestess is often also about your intuition and your gut and making sure that you can trust it. And so you may be open and you may be friendly around this person, but that doesn't mean you're going to let them into your internal world or you're going to text them all day long. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but that seems to be like the current energy. So hopefully at this point, you know who this could be, but I'm sure more details will come out. I'm trying to see if I can get anything else kind of specific if you're kind of unsure. But this is somebody who I'm pretty sure you can tell they have some kind of an interest, and you may either know that they are attracted to you or they have a crush on you, or you've been starting to suspect it. But either you've only very recently met this person, so you don't have enough information on whether or not you are actually interested in them, or you have other things going on anyway. So you're not really 100% available to like, I don't know, it's kind of the same things I've already said. It's just you're kind of keeping to yourself a little bit. You might be like, the door might be slightly open. So let's see how this person perceives you. What stands out about you right now? The Nine of Wands. The King of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, and the Ace of Cups. So they actually perceive you in a more complex way than I expected. So even though I don't think that they know you very well, they may have already picked up on different things about you, or they may even be making assumptions. But the way they perceive you, I mean, let's start at the end. They definitely do have a romantic interest in you with this Ace of Cups. There's this feeling of like potential. This could be something. This could be the beginning of something. Like, I think that this is kind of coming through as what they see, that like they think that maybe you could also be open to something, but they're kind of picking up on your like either your introversion or your privacy or something. And like, even though there's like a potential, I actually think that they might be picking up on that. Like you don't necessarily want someone else coming in, because this kind of like, it's just making me feel like you self-love, like you're having a cup of tea. You're not necessarily open to like having a tea with this person. It's interesting. I think their mind sort of goes back and forth because there are these kind of feelings of like, what if this could be something, like all those kind of things that go through your head when you're interested in someone. And so it also makes me think they don't just think you're an attractive person. They think things about your personality are attractive. They see some potential in you because their mind is starting to go down that road of what if, and kind of like imagining scenarios and seeing potential. And yet there's also this sort of like, what are the words that I'm looking for? There's almost like a sort of like a desolate thing happening where The visual I'm getting is of like an old west like saloon, and then like the street outside has like tumbleweeds going by, and there's something around where like it's almost like ghost town vibes where there's like an uncertainty here, like is this empty? Is there nothing left, or is there something to explore here? And I'll find some kind of a magical object in one of these abandoned buildings. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but they see like potential, and there's like mystery that they see in you. So they're perceiving you as somewhat mysterious, and they can tell that there's more to you under the surface, which, you know, that's true of anyone you meet. You're not going to see everything about them if you've only met them like once or twice, or you see them occasionally. But, you know, some people can be surface level people. I think this leads me to believe that this person is not really a surface level person. They have the potential to go deep, and their mind is certainly trying to make different connections and like put pieces together and try to figure out who you are. But I don't think that they really understand who you are. And there's a lot of energy here around them and their feelings and their plans and their thoughts and their perceptions, which we are looking at their perceptions, but we're looking at their perceptions of you. And yet it feels like a lot of it is about them, because I don't think they have enough information to go off of. There's a hopefulness here around, you know, them wanting you to feel something that they feel. I'm not really getting the classic interpretations of the cards. I keep getting kind of this visual imagery of like, I'm trying to figure out what this one means, but now I see this person like leading like a trail of breadcrumbs. And so it's like, and there's like some hope that you will follow them, like follow that trail and find this person. So I think that they're trying to, it's not that they're trying to breadcrumb you. Like they're, you know what, where like some people will give you just tiny things to hold on to. It's like this person is trying to like give like little indications of like where they want things to go. And they're trying to see if you're going to pick up on that and want to go the same way. They're not, this isn't like someone who necessarily feels like they're going to like ask you out, but they might drop little hints and see if that goes anywhere, or if you pick up on those things, or if like you drop a hint in return. You know, this is not the classic meaning of this card, but in this 9 of Wands, we see this person putting like a little letter under this door, and it kind of feels like a little love letter. And this kind of feels like a little bit of a wish, but I also think that they're picking up on, there's a lot of wishing energy with this person. And then they're also kind of picking up on this feeling that they're not sure if you're interested. So again, I don't think they're able to have like a whole lot of perceptions about who you really are right now, because they don't know you well enough. But they are having some kind of like wants and desires and maybe fantasies. And yet they're kind of uncertain because they're not getting enough in return from you. And so they're either trying to like pick up on little things and be like, did it mean this? Did it mean that? And they're still kind of trying to figure it out. I think that they feel like they have a lot to offer, and that they would like to move towards something and see what happens. And yet they're uncertain. I think they're also wondering if you're hung up on someone from the past or hung up on someone else currently. And so they're kind of unsure if you're truly available or even like energetically available. I think they want a chance, but they're not being too forward about it. That's all I'm really getting with this. So let's move forward. Let's look at more around how they're feeling and thinking about you, but we're going to do like, I've got 5 questions and we're going to do 1 card for each of those. So let me pull these cards out So, what confuses this person when it comes to you? Okay, we have the Three of Swords. What does this person admire? I kind of think we got this same card in the last one for this question. Whatever. Okay, what does this person admire about you? The Hierophant. What do they think about you when they're not around you? The Hanged One. What does this person want? The Lovers. What are they feeling and not telling you? The Knight of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So this just really confirms that this person likes you, and it is more than just a passing attraction. I mean, it could be like, it's not just like this person saw you walk by and they were like, wow, so-and-so is good looking. It's like they've talked to you a little bit, or they know a little bit about you, and they're very much interested. So when we look at what confuses them about you, we have the Three of Swords. So I don't know if you've expressed any kind of emotion to this person at all, but if you have, I think that they could be confused around that. But there's again this kind of feeling that they have where they're worried that they're either worried or they think that you're maybe hung up on someone else or someone from the past or something like that. I don't know if you've been through a difficult breakup that they know about, or you've been through some kind of a loss that's not related to your romantic life that kind of either shows up on your face or they know something about it. But I think they're confused because you do come across as, again, there's like this sunny disposition that seems present when you're around them, and yet they're picking up on something else about you that's not like joyous and happy. And this is confusing to them because either they don't have any kind of information on it, or again, there's this worry about you maybe being hung up on somebody else. And so they're just not sure if you're actually available or not. And so that leads them to feeling like a little bit uncertain about where to go from here. And this being kind of like, these cards have more color in them, and this is almost in like grayscale. And so there's something about this that they don't have clarity on. And so it just makes it a little bit harder for them to understand the real situation and where to go from here. When we look at the Hierophant, this is around what they currently admire about you. And again, I don't think that they know a whole lot about you. Truly, they just know kind of surface level things. But from what they do know, not only is there an admiration, but there's a respect. This is somebody who respects something about you, and even like the way that you speak and that you express yourself. So the Hierophant isn't necessarily always about that, but we usually do have someone that's kind of leading a crowd here, and we have someone sort of making a speech. But the number 5 also makes me think of the throat chakra and speech and talking and speaking. And so there's something around the way that you either command a room, command their attention, the way that you speak, the sound of your voice, the things that you say, the words that you use, something around your wisdom that is garnering respect from this person, and maybe they see other people respect you as well. And so that's just an additional layer of like admiration for you. And there's a feeling that you are spiritually tuned in, or that you have wisdom to share regardless of your age and how much life that you've lived. This person does perceive you as being somewhat wise and having wisdom to share. And something around the way that you communicate and that you speak is appealing to this person. And it's not even that they're like wow, your voice is so hot. Like this isn't just about like finding another thing about you attractive. It's actually like an admiration for an aspect of you that is part of like your personhood and who you are. And so it actually makes me like this person because, again, I don't think that they're really shallow. I mean, everybody maybe has a shallow side, but I think that this is nice. And so also, if you are someone who teaches or anything like this, like if this has something to do with what you do for a living, they admire what you do and the way that you can like garner attention from others or the way that you speak. So let's look at what they think about you when they're not around you. We have the Hanged One here. The first thing I'm getting is like they wonder what you're up to. They wonder what you get up to day to day. They wonder what you get up to when you're not at work, like the kinds of activities you do, like the things that you think about. Again, it's not just that this person is like going down a road of like fantasies about who you are, and like it's not like they're like, what if we go on a date and what would it be like? And what would it be like if I held group 2's hand? Like, it's not just these kinds of things. It's more like a kind of a deeper interest of like, what is group 2 into? What does group 2 like to do? What is group 2 like when they're by themselves? This kind of a thing. But I also kind of feel, again, like there's a lot of uncertainty here and a lot of confusion that comes through with this person, probably because they don't know you that well, or they really don't know what you think about them, or they don't know enough about who you are, what you like, your inner workings and things to actually like move forward in any kind of a real way. And so there's a confusion here where they're just kind of uncertain whenever they think about you. And I think they see you as sort of an individual. But you come across as kind of mysterious and kind of complex. And every person, I mean, most people are like complex, but it's still a mystery to them. So they don't really know fully what to think about you. And so I think that they kind of wonder, but they don't have anywhere to really go with this, especially if they just see you occasionally, like maybe they stop into your workplace or you stop into theirs, or they see you at like some like class you take or a group that you're a part of or something like that. But there's no way for them to know. There's like, I keep getting a block here because they're like, I don't know. I want to know more and I just don't. But you come across in a really charming way to this person. And regardless, they do have like a keen interest in you and they have a curiosity. And I think that they have like tried to observe some things about you, but there's still like a hard stop where they can't see past a certain point because there's just no way for them to know. And again, there's a privacy thing coming up with you. And also like a feeling that you enjoy yourself and your own energy and your own like light and your own individuality and your own hobbies and things like that. And so this can come across to other people as very private because you're not necessarily sharing every single thing with other people because you have a relationship to yourself. And so your relationship to yourself kind of feels important. And I don't think this person is understanding. I mean, I don't even think I'm explaining this very well, but it's almost like, okay, if you have a close relationship with yourself and you love yourself and you spend time with yourself and you even have like, you make yourself laugh and like things like this, it's a relationship in your life that has things happening in it that other people may not be privy to. And so this can come across as confusing to another person, especially if they're not necessarily exactly the same way. So what does this person want when it comes to you? Well, we have the Lovers here, okay? It's not just like They want to get to know you better. It's not just that they have an attraction to you. This is the Lovers. This is the card that is like committed long-term relationship love. It's like choosing a path that you're going to go down for the long term. It's about commitment. It's about loyalty. It's about love and partnership and all of the things that go with that. So in this person's heart of hearts right now, which is really interesting to me because, again, I don't think this person knows you very well, but they see you as having like these qualities that they're looking for in love or in relationship. And maybe it's like they don't know all of you just yet, but from what they do know, it's like if they had like a little list of what they're looking for, so far you're hitting every mark. So this person wants that. I think in general, they want long-term relationship. I think this is somebody who prefers to be in a committed relationship, who prefers to have a partner, or maybe is in a place where they feel ready to have a partner. And so this is something that they want in general as well. They want partnership. They want commitment. They want to build a life with another person and share their life and the other people in their life with another person. And they specifically are seeing potential in that with you. But it is a little bit interesting because I can't really tell whether or not they're right for you. So I kind of want to look at that actually. Because if you know who this is, I kind of want to get a little bit more info, but it worries me a little bit that maybe they want a caretaker or they want someone to take care of them. And maybe that's what partnership means to them. I actually want to expand on this a little bit. So let's do that. But I'm going to leave this here so that we don't forget to get into this card. But let's expand on the Lovers card a little bit and ask what they are wanting in partnership and see if it's even something you want. The World. Oh my God. And look, we have a couple like getting married. Let me also ask what they actually can offer in partnership. Like, is it equality? Is it, I don't know. Strength. Let's get another. What can this person offer in partnership? The Three of Pentacles. Okay, so they really do want commitment. They may want to get married. They want a long-term relationship. They want a life with someone. They want like a full, fulfilling, big, major kind of a relationship. Even in the Strength card, it feels like this is a couple. And normally we wouldn't see a couple in the Strength card, but so there's energy of like wanting to collaborate, wanting to work together, wanting to create something, and, you know, wanting passion and romance and connection and like building things together, maybe having projects together, maybe like building a home together. I mean, literally or metaphorically. And yeah, there's a creative energy of here. And also like, you know, with the World, this can be about wanting like their ultimate relationship, like the last one, end game, the person they are with for the rest of their life. This is something that they are wanting and that they are looking for. I do have this persistent small worry here around this person, maybe like wanting someone to take care of them a little bit. And I'm just not 100% sure if that is going both ways, or it's like they maybe want someone to like be there for them, like emotionally and physically, like maybe cooking for them and like, you know, massaging their shoulders or whatever, like showing up for them in the ways that they want. And they want to give back, but I don't know if it's in exactly the same ways. And maybe that's fine for you, but I kind of don't think that's fine for you because based on the energy that I pick up on with you, you don't need a partner. You may want one, but you're someone who is coming across as having a really strong relationship to yourself, and where you may have had pain or heartbreak in the past and you don't want to go through that again. So I don't know. We're going to get into the likely outcome and what you need to know. I feel potential with this person, but I don't know if it's exactly what you want. So let's address this Knight of Cups. We have this for what are they feeling and not telling you. Is same kind of a thing. Very romantic. The Knight of Cups tends to be a pretty romantic card, daydreamy and fantasies and wanting to move forward in love and wanting to take action toward a romantic love relationship. So this person is feeling kind of lovey-dovey, romantic, dreamy. They're having ideas about this. Again, if you don't know them well, this is most of the reason that they're not telling you that they're feeling this way, because they, don't want to come across as too strong and they don't know where you stand. And so they do have these kind of big ideas and they see potential here for you to fit into this like plan that they have. The thing that I don't know is whether or not they fit into your plan. So let's see where things are going from here. I can always clarify more if needed. Because with you, group 2, like first of all, I don't necessarily feel confused during this reading, but I feel confusing energy. And I think that sometimes happens when things are just not yet really set in stone. And especially, if someone's like feeling things, but the other person, it's just... There's still confusion here, but let's see where things are like likely to go from here. We have Justice. We have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. Let me get one more. And the Empress. Okay. Well, I don't know what I expected, but I don't think this was it. But, okay. So, there's 2 new beginning cards and, there's kind of like this. So I want to say this, sorry, what do I want to say? Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. So, okay. I think that you and this other person may have very different energies or even expectations, but in some ways there's either similarities or there is like chemistry, maybe even compatibility. It's kind of hard to tell, but it could be too that like one of you is a fire sign, one of you is an earth sign. That doesn't have to be the case. I'm also seeing a Libra here with Justice. Sorry. But there is definitely like some fire, some chemistry. And so I think that this could indicate the start of a relationship. And certainly this Justice card, when we look at the imagery in it, there's kind of this like writing back and forth. There's like writing a letter and seeing what this person thinks. I definitely think this person's going to make a move. Absolutely. And then you're going to have a choice of where you want to go from there. I kind of feel like for some of you, you're going to like put a stop to it and you're going to choose yourself. And for some of you, it's like, okay, like I'm willing to move forward toward this and forward, but it needs to be slow and it needs to like respect my life and what I want to do. But this person is going to come toward you. They are likely to make a move, send a message, say something to you, ask you out, express their interest. Something like this seems to be happening. But I definitely get a little bit of uncertainty from you. And that could be, again, because you're happy with where your life is right now. You're not sure if you want someone to come in. You're maybe not sure about this person. Like maybe you don't feel as attracted to them, or maybe you're just kind of uncertain in general, or you're working on growing something else in your life. And so you're not dating at all right now. Certainly some of you could have children, and so that's taking more of your focus and your attention, and you don't necessarily want to bring someone into your children's lives unless you're more certain about this. You may be focused a little bit more on your own sense of abundance and wellness, or even financial side of your life, and working on your career or making money or this kind of thing. Again, the safety thing comes through. This person could be overthinking a lot. With this Justice card, we see these quills, and in this deck, the quills are swords, and the swords can be about mental and thinking. And so I wonder if this person's thinking a lot about what they would want to say to you, how they would want to communicate to you, how they come in a way that feels like balanced and not overly eager or too avoidant. I think that they're maybe thinking about the ways that they have, like, their past kind of relationships, or their past ways that they've maybe like expressed their interest in someone, and they don't want to make a mistake that maybe they've made in the past. But this person's like fire is burning for you right now. Like, they're very interested in you, and I think you might be the only person that they are interested in. And it's interesting because the Ace of Wands is Pride and Prejudice, and then the Ace of Pentacles is Sense and Sensibility. And I keep thinking this is them and this is you, and it feels like you're being, I mean, I have not read either of these books, but I think that you're being sensible and you are like taking your time. And this person may be, again, more fiery, but they may have like a level of pride. They may even be a little bit judgmental. It's kind of hard to tell. I haven't necessarily gotten a lot of that energy, but I do get a little bit of ego with this person. And I don't know if that's a problem or not, but I want to see what you need to know and what guidance. I think there was another question that I wanted to ask specifically with you. I'm going to ask, like, if you got to know this person better, would they be someone you would actually want to have a relationship with? Like, are they good for you? Because you seem great for them, but I'm more concerned about you. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Is this person right for group 2? We've got the Six of Pentacles. Another Pentacles card, the Page of Pentacles. Let's get another. Okay, and the Magician dropped on the ground. All right, this is interesting to me because it feels more like you protecting, again, your own peace, your own safety, your own well-being. We have all of these Pentacles cards. It's, you may be a woman, you may not, but the woman, this figure in these cards, is making me think that it is you, again, protecting what is meaningful to you, working maybe toward your career or your safety or making money or building something in your life, growing and creating something in your life, and focusing more on yourself. And so it doesn't necessarily right away feel like this person has a huge place in your life. Like, this isn't like true love. I mean, it certainly could be, but if it is, it's going to move very slowly. The Pentacles move very slowly, and you're focusing on other things. You're not focused so much on this person. The Magician is also a card of like standing on your own and individuality and like, doing your own thing and making things happen. It can be the manifestation card of like manifesting what you truly want. And in this card, we see like this person, kind of like, again, like regardless of your gender, I'm kind of seeing you come through in like the woman figure in a lot of these cards. And this other person is coming through as the man figure, but you can reverse that if you are a man who dates men or whatever, but you're coming through the feminine in these cards. And it kind of feels like this masculine person here is like, shooting their shot, speaking, trying to get attention, and this person's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, it's almost this feeling of like, you're maybe not that into this right now because you're more focused on other things. But at the same time, I think that you might open the door a little bit to this person and maybe give them a little bit of a shot, like allow them to say the things they want to say, maybe spend a little bit of time around them, maybe go from there, but it is not your priority at this time. And it's not really where you're willing to put the bulk of your focus. And so also, if this person is wanting to grow a relationship and they're wanting to spend a lot of time together and things like that, even if you're interested in them, that doesn't seem like something that you're open to doing right now or that you have the time and energy for. You could down the line, but right now it seems like you're more focused on you and what you need and not so much maybe dating. And I think there's still kind of some uncertainty about this person because you don't really have the time and energy right now to spend on this. And I don't know if it's like you meet someone else and it's like, holy shit, that's the person I'm supposed to be with. Like, I don't need to spend as much time on this. I can like have a bigger balance. Or if it doesn't matter who it is, you're just not going to give up all your time to someone right now because you have other things on your mind. Again, like for some of you, if you have like children or something, I don't know, there's something around kind of just like protecting the rest of your life. So let's get some final guidance or what else you need to know about this. Okay. The Two of Pentacles, more pentacles. The Two of Wands. And the Five of Pentacles. And I have to say, I've been getting super hot during your reading. And I do get hot when I'm doing readings, but I'm getting super, super hot, more hot than I normally would get. So just took off my socks. So again, I do think that there's some heat, some physical attraction that this person has for you, perhaps some chemistry between you. I can't really tell if you guys are compatible. It kind of sometimes feels like no, or it feels like maybe like there just isn't space for this to like fully become something right now. But I do feel like the heat, the chemistry, maybe you're very flirtatious with each other, or this person is very flirtatious with you or something. But anyway, as far as what else you need to know and any guidance, again, it's like, it kind of feels like you're being advised to really protect your plans, what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel grounded, what makes you feel like you have everything that you need. This isn't telling you that you should like walk away from this person, or that you can't like talk to them, but this person isn't meant to be a priority to you right now, regardless of whether you move toward this slowly or not. Your plans and the things that you want to do and your life are way more important right now. Again, I get the sense that some of you have dealt with heartbreak or difficult things, whether that is difficult relationships or other difficult things that have happened in your life, maybe in the past few years or something like that. And so there's still a little bit more like nurturing that needs to be done, protecting yourself, loving yourself, and getting to a place where you feel revitalized and truly ready to let love in. It's not that you can't have love right now. I definitely think that there's a possibility here, but I don't know that this person that's showing up in your energy field right now is either like the one or someone that you're really meant to spend a lot of your time on. Like, I would proceed quite slowly, and they don't seem bad. They don't seem dangerous. They seem like a decent person who's really into you, maybe more so than you're into them at this time. That could certainly change. Like, I really do see this going in different ways. Like, if this person really respects your space and your needs and like just slowly tries to get to know you a little bit more, maybe is open to friendship or something like that. And, you really like them. And down the line, when you're more like ready and you have more capacity, and then you might be like, okay, yeah, let's go down this road if we're still both like available and interested. Or it could be that you don't give this person the time of day because you weren't going to anyway. Or, you still kind of like see this person or talk to this person here and there, but you just don't even give this any thought because you're focusing on other things. I think the most important thing you can do right now is just keep focusing on what you've already been focusing on. Keep going down the path that you're already going down. Love feels like a potential and a possibility and something that will enrich your life when the time comes. And it's not that it doesn't feel like, well, it's got to be 6 or 10 or 15 years before you fall in love. No, it just feels like literally right now. The energy of right now is to focus on keeping yourself safe, like protecting yourself in the ways that matter, healing from things that have hurt you, recuperating from loss, working on your finances, working towards your goals and things like that. And then having fun with people and stuff, but not expecting, like if this person is expecting you to launch into a relationship, you don't seem like you're ready for that. So that's all I have for you today, Group 2. Thank you for spending time with me. If you enjoyed this reading or found it helpful at all, please let me know by liking the video. Leave a comment if you're up for it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you again soon. Okay? Bye. Hi, Group 3. You chose the Money Coin Agate and the Book of Shadows Tarot. Welcome to your reading. We're looking at someone's thoughts and feelings about you. We're going to start with who this is and then get into their perception, thoughts, and feelings about you. And we will also look at where things are headed from here and what you need to know. So let's go ahead and give this deck a shuffle. And then we're going to get started with who this person is, like who they are in relation to you and to your energy. And then we'll go deeper into the other things we talked about. Okay. Let me give this one more shuffle and we'll get into this. Okay, Group 3. So who is this person in relation to you and your energy? Okay, we have the 5 of Cups. We've got the Wheel. And we've got the 4 of Swords. I kind of want to do a fourth one to, did I say the 4 of Swords? I want to do a fourth card to clarify a little further. Okay, and we have the Tower. Okay, so I was kind of getting these vibes, but the Tower sort of sealed it for me. So who this person is, this is somebody that I think most of you do already know, because there are some kind of like negative things here which wouldn't typically exist in the energy of someone you don't yet know. This seems like stuff has happened. And then we have this, Okay, so the biggest thing, I think, right off the bat, this seems to be somebody who you did know, perhaps very well, or you do know that there's been some pain with this person. So this could be someone like an ex, especially because I did set the intention for these readings that we're looking at more romantic energies. So this could be like an ex. It could be someone that you are currently with and there's been pain with them. But the reason I think it's more of an ex is because of the sadness with the 5 of Cups. The, the 4 of Swords being kind of a rest card. So it feels like a break. The Tower, it feels like something happened. And the Wheel, it feels like there's these kind of like seasons. And there's been these cycles maybe with somebody. So I'm going to go ahead and guess for most of the people that this group is for, this is somebody you're not currently with, whether or not you're in communication with them, or if you are with this person, there's been ups and downs and cycles and inconsistency and definitely pain and like emotional pain and something having gone wrong. It's not all negative energy here, certainly not. That's kind of like another reason why I'm thinking this might be someone that's a little bit more of a past person, because it feels like there's maybe been some recovery time, or you're kind of like on an upswing or having a bit of a break, but it's also like sad, happy, sad. So it's like a sad sandwich. Either way, this person in relation to you, this is somebody who it seems like they've caused you some pain. It may be that it doesn't necessarily mean like this person's like a toxic asshole. It could be that it was just really difficult between you. Like there was just such incompatibilities that weren't just normal incompatibilities. It's like, this is like something that it may have ended in divorce, or you got sick of the cycles. I'm not sure if this is someone that you were dating or you were married to or whatever, and you're not anymore. I'm not sure who ended it or why it ended, but it definitely feels like it was like a roller coaster of emotions. There were ups, there were downs. There was like, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's really bad. It's this kind of a relationship where things were getting like progressively worse to the point where it just was not going to work to continue. It is possible that this person has an anger issue, or somehow one of you is getting really, really angry with the other, or this person has like an issue with control, or definitely like, I feel like with this particular Tower card, and I pulled this in another reading recently, but it makes me think about someone having emotional regulation issues. And, it's not like everybody is just, perfectly emotionally regulated all the time, but some people have more issues with this than others. And it seems like perhaps this person did have, and maybe does have, an issue with regulating themselves. I do kind of get the sense for some of you, it kind of felt like this person would become possessed. It's almost like, they had different sides to them that it's almost hard for your mind to put them together as one person. It's like either you are like really nostalgic about the good times and it's like they were so wonderful and it felt so genuine. Like, did they get possessed by a demon? Like, what the hell is this other side of them? And then there's other times where you remember this, like, really controlling or really unpleasant or really, awful side to them. And it's like, what did I ever see in them? Like this monster, like no one could be this monstrous unless it was who they really are. And you don't even, it's this kind of thing where it's like, I think they had really good sides and really bad sides. And again, it could be that they're not that, it's not that they're bad. It's just that you didn't work well together, but it really feels like there's something up with this person, that they made a big contribution to why this wasn't working or isn't working. And it seems related either to a deep well of anger within them or an emotional regulation issue where they weren't able to remain calm. And like, anyone probably has the capacity to flip out, but what it feels more like with this person is like they were kind of like flipping out over things that weren't that big of a deal. Like little things would make this person like fly off the handle, or they just had really big reactions to things that weren't that big of a deal. I also think it's possible that you could have experienced this person being really lazy, or like they didn't contribute as much as you did to the relationship, and it felt really kind of unfair at times. yeah, the wheel, I keep thinking cycles with this. And that also the up and the down and the good and the bad. It's like sometimes it was like warm and loving and good and nurturing. And then other times it was difficult and painful or scary or weird or like hot and cold. Like one day they love you, one day they hate you, and you didn't do anything. So what's the like, it's that kind of a thing where there's an inconsistency and you can't ever really rely on anything. The Tower, especially when it comes up in relationship readings, it makes me really think about foundations and how when you have like a relationship with someone that doesn't have solid foundations, it's of course going to eventually crumble. And something like that seems to have happened. There's a tower moment here. There's a crumbling. There's a falling apart. There's a lack of something foundational that is necessary for a relationship to be solid and to last a long time and be a positive thing. I kind of, with the Five of Cups, but also the imagery in this wheel card, where this person is going from young to older, it's making me think that some of you feel like you've aged in this relationship, or like, if this was like a year ago that you broke up and you felt like you looked old, you looked tired, you looked and felt worn out, and you finally started to feel like fresh again and like yourself, and like you look younger and you feel better and you're more radiant, something like that could be going on. But I will say this before we move on. I think that you've been deeply affected by what has happened, and you may not still be carrying around a lot of pain. This person could be carrying around pain. This may have affected you both very deeply, or it may have really affected just you. So either you're currently still in pain, or you were in deep, deep pain and grief over this. But I do get the sense that this person could be feeling some of this right now. And I want to see now how they perceive you. So we're going to get more into their like feelings and thoughts about you, but I want to see first what their perception of you is right now. Okay, we have the Lovers. Okay, that was a floor card. We've got the Two of Pentacles. The Magician. And the Hermit. Okay. So when it comes to how this person is perceiving you at this time, they seem to think you're doing quite well and that you're doing just fine. And again, there's a possibility for some of you that, some people here could be with this person, but I just get a much stronger sense that this is not someone you're currently with. So I'm going to go with that energy. If you are with this person, feel free to take the messages that relate and just disregard the ones that don't. And just do that anyway with readings that you watch online, because maybe not every single message will be for you. But it definitely seems like this person perceives you as doing well, doing fine. They may think that you're with someone else now, or maybe you are with someone else now, and you probably don't even, if you're with someone else, you probably don't even care about this, but they are having feelings about that. But I actually think with this Lovers card as well, that this person sees you as a really good partner. They may have not treated you that way, but they seem to think that you're the type of person that's really good partner material, long-term material, the kind of person that you settle down with, the kind of person that you trust. They see you as balanced and capable of having like harmonious environments. They see you as like being able to balance multiple things at once. Whatever you may do for work, I think that they admire is the word that is coming through. They may admire what you do for work or do with your hobbies. But it also seems like it's almost like they look up to you or they respect what you do. It's really interesting to me because I have to say that it feels like this person doesn't act respectfully at times, and yet the truth is that they actually do respect you. So it makes me think that they don't respect themselves on some level. And I think that's often the case when someone acts disrespectfully. It's because they don't actually have respect for themselves in that moment. But they see you as like a self-starter, someone who can accomplish your goals, someone who is talented, someone who has the capacity to go really far. I think they see you as quite an individual. You could be they see you as doing just fine on your own. Like whether or not you're partnered, I think that they think that you're very much fine on your own with or without someone else, that you can take care of yourself, that you find joy in your alone time. And I think that they also see you as someone that is quite wise, that knows things, that can understand things about yourself and about other people. It is interesting because I do sense a kind of a distance. So, sometimes when I do a reading and an energy like this comes through, like perhaps like an ex or someone that hurt you or betrayed you, the feelings can be very strong. I even sometimes get emotional during these readings, or I can feel like how heavy it feels, or even when someone is like very toxic, for example. But what I notice here is that even though some of that is like written in the story, I don't feel it as strongly. And it kind of feels like maybe you've already recovered or you're in recovery from this and it's not affecting you the way that it was. We'll see how it may be affecting this other person. But there is a sense of distance between you. So I can only think that this is someone that isn't really present in your life, or even if they are, like say like this is someone you have a kid with, so you still have to keep in contact with them. There's still a great deal of distance or boundaries or something. And from what this person knows about you or knows about your life right now, maybe through the grapevine, or if you're online, or if you are somehow still connected to this person like relationally, they do really seem to admire and respect the way that you go about life. Honestly, like I think that regardless of what this person said or how they treated you, they may have tried to belittle you, and yet it was, if that's the case, it was to make themselves feel bigger and more powerful, not because they actually felt that to be true. Like an example is if you had a hobby or something you were really interested in and excited about and like pumped up about, and they were trying to like bring it down or belittle it, and it was only because like it made them feel insecure, or it made them feel jealous, or it made them feel something like this. It's not because they thought it was stupid, even if they said that. So there's something here around that. Overall, they really see you as someone really special. And it makes me think about, sometimes like with someone who like love bombs you, for example, and they're like, you're so special, all these things, but then they don't treat you like that. So clearly they don't actually believe it. If you felt that way with this person, they do actually believe you're special. They're just not capable of matching that energy or allowing it to thrive, because there's something within them that is unhealed. And so they, like they say, hurt people, right? I think that there's a lot that they see about you that they think is really cool. And I think there's a part of them that wishes that things could be different. And I feel like they might even have a lot to say. And yet really what it comes down to is what I've already said here. And I think that they may think you're better off without them even. So let's talk more about their feelings and thoughts about you. So in the first two groups I did this, so I'm going to do this again. We're going to pull one card for 5 different questions, and this kind of relates to their feelings and their thoughts. So we're going to start with what confuses this person about you. Okay, we have the moon, literally like the card of confusion. What does this person admire about you? We have the King of Cups. What does this person think about you when they're not around you? The Three of Swords. Yeah, this person is upset. What does this person want? The Ace of Cups. And what is this person feeling and not telling you? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. All right. So what confuses this person about you? We have this Moon card, and I think this speaks to an overall sense of confusion. I don't think that they know what you're thinking and feeling. So this definitely especially makes sense if you're not talking to this person, if you're not in communication with them. They may wonder how you feel about them. I think they could be having dreams about you, and they wonder if they mean anything, especially if they're like really vivid and they wake up from that dream having a strong impression of it. And so they could be confused about what their dreams mean. They could be thinking a lot about you at night, and that's especially when they think about you is at night versus during the day. And it may be tough for them to fall asleep because they just have so many like thoughts and feelings arise, and it's a bit of a struggle for them to totally like put an order to it or make sense out of it or understand like what it all means. I think that even if this person was particularly hurtful toward you, they're still confused about that because they don't see it the way that you saw it. And like, that's usually kind of true, right? Like we all kind of have our own perspective and our own perception about things that have happened, even if we can agree on some of it. But I think this is maybe even more true between the two of you. And I would say in particular with this person, because I have the sense that they don't really see reality in the same way. I could be wrong, but there's a feeling where it's almost like, I said earlier, like it could almost seem like this person was possessed. It almost kind of feels like that a little bit, like some part of them takes over sometimes and like acts crazy. And I feel like the other parts of them, like the main like person that they are, like maybe doesn't even remember or really understand what happened. It's like they almost like, if this person had like memory issues at all, it seems very related to this. It's like if someone has like really intense trauma when they're like a young child, for example, and let's say like that really traumatized part sort of like split off and almost created another personality, and like it still shows up sometimes when it's triggered, but the like adult version of them that's around most of the time is almost like quieted and hidden away, and it comes back and it's like, okay, I know I was upset, but what happened? And then it tries to make sense of it, and it's like that part is trying to put an order to things that ultimately almost makes you feel like you were being gaslit, because you're like, yo, you did this and this and this. And they're like, no, I didn't. And you're like, yes, you did. I wish I had recorded it. It's like something like this. So I think that they're actually quite a confused individual in general. And that is a very much a personal problem to them that requires a level of introspection and healing that I don't think they've yet completely gone toward. Like they may have been doing some, like maybe they're in therapy or something, but they're not making a lot of progress. It's almost like they're hiding something from themselves. And because of this, they're even more confused. Like they confuse themselves. They're confused themselves, but they're also confused about other people's actions, especially yours, especially if they really do love you or they loved you. And I think that even if you're kind of past this, I definitely don't think this person has gotten fully past this. But they also, the moon can also talk about anxiety. And I think that thoughts of you does bring up anxiety for them, especially at night. What do they admire about you? Well, we have the King of Cups. So, I think that they really admire your emotional maturity, your ability to have boundaries for yourself. The cups can be about creativity, but we have art happening here too. So they could really admire the creative aspects of who you are and what you do in the world. And this could also talk about what you do for a living. That came up before too. And they could have a lot of admiration for something that you're doing in the world, whether that's your work or maybe you volunteer or maybe you offer services somehow. But the King of Cups is someone who is like incredibly emotionally mature and someone who has kind of a stable, they're able to regulate themselves. They're able to kind of hold themselves back from having intense reactions. And maybe you have had intense reactions because when you're dealing with someone who's really up and down and all this stuff, it can lead you to being more reactive than you typically are. But I think that they can admit that you have better regulation than they do, more emotional maturity than they do. And there's something around your creative and your emotional world that they do have an admiration for, certainly, whether they would tell you that or not. What do they think about you when they're not around you? Well, we have the Three of Swords. And I have to tell you, this person is sad. They are having some emotional difficulty. And, even if they were someone who was like just fine with things ending and they seemed fine and they just moved on with their life and that was part of the pain for you, it's certainly hitting them now and it may have for some time. It's also like, in this card, it almost feels like this moving truck is driving away and this person just feels like lost and sad about it. And I wonder if the fact that you have moved on, whether you're in a new relationship, whether you don't talk to this person anymore, whether you've gotten over it, whatever it is, they either know you've moved on or they can sense it and they're actually feeling grief and sadness and loss now around that. Which may be frustrating for some of you to hear. Again, I get this sense for some of you where it's like you were broken up about it. You were like hugely affected by this and they seemed fine. And it was like this injustice on top of all the other injustices. And so it's like, oh, they're sad now? Great. Like you couldn't have been sad then. It's like that kind of thing for some of you. But I'll tell you this is where this person does feel sad. And I am feeling a little bit of emotion rise up to the surface. They're going through a grieving process. And it certainly is possible that there's other things going on in this person's life right now that are hard or difficult or causing them pain or things aren't like perfect. And so there's like multiple things going on that are making them emotional, but very specifically relating to you. They are feeling heartbroken. They're feeling like they made a big mistake. They are certainly regretting some of their choices and their actions, and they're not happy. This isn't to say that this person has emotionally matured or became someone that would be healthy for you to have in your life. Of course, like we'll see if any of that comes through in the rest of the reading. I tend to be on the side of assuming that people that hurt other people don't change very quickly, if at all. And I don't know. I mean, if this was 15 years ago, maybe, but if it was 15 years ago, I'm surprised that they're this broken up about it right now. But this person's definitely feeling really sad. And I think that they're shedding some tears over this, or they're like kind of beating themselves up a little bit. When we look at what they want, when it comes to you, we have the Ace of Cups. They want a new beginning. In their heart of hearts, they want another chance. They would like to start fresh, without all of the baggage or the pain of the past. I think no matter how this person is, like they could have been really awful to you, but I will say that there is a side to them that really does want good things and wants happiness and wants love. But the thing is that, you know, some people are just like really awful. Like some people are just beyond, like it's like get them out of your life and keep them out of your life. And this person may be someone that is better not in your life because they don't have the capacity to give in the ways that matter. But I would say that it's almost like they feel like a small child, like inside they're just a kid, and it makes me feel sad for them. And it's like they genuinely don't understand the level of which they affect other people. They don't understand other people's like emotions and their complexity. It's like they don't even understand their own complexity as a person. There's something very like simple and primal around the way that their brain seems to work. I do think that this person could be more integrated and could grow and could learn and could improve, but it's almost like you're dealing with a kid. It's not like you're dealing with another adult. And so there's something here that makes that feel kind of like hard and difficult, because it's easy to have compassion for them, and yet you cannot have an adult relationship. You can't have a partnership with someone who is a child at heart. You can't. Like, yeah, it's great when someone has childlike qualities like joy and wonder and curiosity, but like, are they also an adult? This person is like, they have an adult age and an adult body and maybe even an adult vocabulary, but inside they're so young, and it's such a confusing thing to deal with. And it's not your fault and it's not theirs either. And it's really sad. But they do want to begin again. They want to offer you something. They want to offer a fresh slate, an olive branch, to see things become new again. I don't know that they believe that is actually possible, but it is what they want. When we look at what they're feeling and not telling you, we have the Eight of Wands. This person wants to talk to you. They want to communicate. They want to come in quickly. They want things to happen fast. There's this like feeling with the way that this figure is opening up her arms of like praying and hoping and wishing, and even like casting a spell. Like this person could literally have like done a spell to like try to get you to talk to them. And they may be praying, if that's something they believe in, to get you to speak to them. And, you know, maybe you do talk to them, but it's very limited. They want it to be open. They want it to be more. 8 is a number of abundance. It's not limited. It's like a lot. So what they want is a lot of communication. If this is someone you used to talk to a lot, because like if they were an ex, you probably talk to them like, every day, maybe all day long in different ways, text and calling it in person and emails and video chats and whatever else. And so I think this person really, really misses that. They miss the communication. They miss talking as much as you did and the ways that you did. I think they miss like you being nice to them and joking around with them and having maybe like inside jokes or catching up on each other's day or like telling each other what was going on in your life. And again, there's a strong kid-like energy that comes through where it's very hopeful. But there's a lack of understanding of how they affect other people and the ways in which they deeply hurt you. They may be aware of, I do think they're aware of some things, like they may have some regrets, but I don't think that they're totally in tune with like the true reality of everything. I think that genuinely, I think this person hides things from themselves as a coping mechanism, as a defense mechanism that likely did start in childhood, especially because they feel very stunted in some kind of a childlike way. So I'm sure you do feel some compassion for this person, except maybe on the days when you hate them, you feel angry. I mean, I don't know how much you think about this person, but man, I'm telling you what, they think a lot about you right now. And they have hopes and they have wishes. And I think that we should go ahead and see where things are likely to head at this point, what the likely outcome is. For some reason, I want to give this another shuffle to clear the energy. Okay. What is the likely outcome at this time between you and this person? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. The King of Wands. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. Let's do that. If I want to draw more, I can. So it's interesting to me because at first I thought Three of Pentacles, okay, that's like collaboration, that's working together. And certainly there could be a coming together and sorting something out. But I have to say, the stronger energy that I feel is more that you're standing on your own. I'm not calling you a woman, you might be, but the woman in all three of these cards, even though she has other figures around her, she is standing tall, working towards something, doing what she wants to do, being a leader in her own life and maybe even in the lives of others. I don't know if you have like a leadership position at work or something like that, or even if you're a parent. But there's a great deal of like authenticity, creativity, and security coming through around you specifically. It's interesting because the outcome doesn't even really involve this other person right now. And that could change. Things are always shifting and changing and moving. And especially if for some reason you decided that you also wanted to move in the direction of this person, that would certainly change things. But I have to say that feels really unlikely. And, you know, it seems like you have moved on from this in some ways, and that, even if you still think about it, or if it has still affected you, or even if you're watching this reading and you haven't thought about this person in a while, but you're now curious about them, like, you're moving on, you're doing your own thing. This Three of Pentacles, yes, while we have three figures, and so we could say this is about collaboration, in some ways it is, we have this person here with these two like kind of helpers. So it's like this feels more about you collaborating with other people, working in other realms where again you seem to be like the innovator, the leader, or the creative, or something like this. And so the outcome is less about the two of you and more about you. It's more about you moving forward, continuing to move forward, making great strides in your life, creating things, creating stability, moving more and more toward a feeling of safety and authenticity and being yourself and feeling like your life is genuinely yours. I think, you know, if this person is this childlike person, I said they are, like they're a child inside an adult's body, you may have been in a caretaker role with this person. You may have found yourself sort of in a parenty role, even if that's never happened to you before. You may have found yourself having to take care of them in a lot of ways. And listen, like when you're in a romantic relationship, like yeah, you take care of the other person sometimes. Like we take care of the people we love, but I have to say that this feels more like you taking care of a child who didn't really have a whole lot to offer you. And maybe they were fun. Maybe this person was like playful and the childlike qualities of them drew them to you. And yet someone like that can't give in any kind of a real way. In an adult relationship, it's so like what they give is so small, or so unequal, and they may have leaned on you a lot. You may have done a lot for them. And now you're in this place where you're moving toward more and more doing things for yourself, protecting yourself, moving toward your own passions and interests, and having other people around you that lift you up and make you feel stronger and healthier and happier and see all the wonderful positive qualities in you and treat you with the respect you deserve. And there's a powerful feeling with you of like you're rising up. And even in this King of Wands, it's almost like she's rising up from the ashes. And the fire can't get her anymore. You're becoming immune to something that used to affect you. And you're moving in a direction of greater safety, stability, and even financial wellness. And you're working with other people who are more positive for you and more positive for you moving forward. If you're dating a jealous child, it's going to be a lot harder to move forward than when the people around you are like, you're so good at this, you should keep going. Let's see what else you may need to know. Any guidance? The stars, which is the star. The Eight of Pentacles. Oh, we've got two. Okay. And then we have the Two of Cups, and we have, I can't remember if the Knave is the Knight or the Page. Let me see. Okay. And then we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So what else do you need to know? Well, I was trying to see, like, what else do you need to know about this person? Because I knew there would be advice that wasn't related to them, but they really, like, this happens so much in these kinds of reading. It's like, stop thinking about this person. It's not good for you. It's kind of the energy of like, focus on yourself, refocus on yourself. That's where things are going to feel more revitalizing. And I do want to start by saying you may receive a message about this person. It could be from this person. It could be from some other source where you find out something about this person that does give you a little bit more of a sense of freedom in some way. Maybe it's like a reminder of why it was good that you got out when you did. Maybe you've been worried about them and it's something that it's like, okay, well, they're okay. Like, I don't need to worry. I don't need to get myself involved again. There could be something around this, but the bigger energies here are around your own joy and happiness. And again, your own movement forward. If you are with someone else now, this is really indicative of this being a positive thing for you, and to continue to put your energy into this and keep moving toward it. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today. But for most of you, because I do think, well, I don't know how many of you are with someone else, but this is indicative to me of you moving toward a romantic relationship that is a lot more suited to you, that it's a lot more on equal footing, and that as much as you love this person, they love you, and vice versa, and that you're headed in a direction of romantic happiness and partnership that feels a lot more suited to who you are, and certainly even who you've become since this relationship. And it's something that still has that lighthearted, childlike joy to it, and those feelings of playfulness and happiness, and also someone who takes you and the relationship seriously and can actually show up and have positive things to say about your life and your other relationships, and really wants to see you be happy and gets joy from your joy, not just from you paying all of your attention to them. The Eight of Pentacles definitely talks about continuing to work toward the things that you've been working toward. This is often about what you do for work, but it can be about anything. And it certainly could be about creative hobbies. And we have someone doing pottery. So if that's something that's been appealing to you or that you already have been doing, this is something to continue to work toward. But this is about building your own life, building your own joy, putting in the foundation. We talked about a lack of foundation with the Tower. And, we can relate this to our own relationships to ourselves too. If we don't put in the effort to love ourselves or to show ourselves that we respect ourselves, or we don't put in the effort to nourish ourselves and have at least, sometimes we're bound by we have to make money, we have a shitty job, something like that. But the ways in which you can do things for yourself builds this foundational, solid, strong, healthy relationship with yourself. And the thing is that if you have a healthy relationship to yourself, not only can you count on you for the rest of your life, you always have someone in your corner, but you also have so much more to give to other people, and you're just going to be a happier person. So, the more that you can invest in yourself, the better off you're going to be in regard to your thoughts about this person, in regard to your relationship life, and in regard to your life in general. This is about continuing to have hope and believing in yourself and believing in joy. This is about healing and moving more and more toward light and joy. This gives me a lot of sun feelings, even though it's the Star card. And that is one of joy and play and happiness and health. And so moving in that direction is really positive, but also there is a possibility here sometimes with the Star, and especially if you are a creative, or you're creating something to put out there in the world, there's a lot of energy here of you getting a lot of visibility and a lot of positive attention and really growing something and being a leader either in your field or in a field of interest for you, and getting a lot of positive attention for what you do and what you put out there. So if you're working on something, keep going. And that's all I have for you today. Group 3, thank you so much for spending time with me. If this reading was helpful or you enjoyed it, please let me know by liking the video. Leave a comment if you feel up for it, and subscribe if you have not already. I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.